Hello, we are going to do some flip throughs today. I just realized that I have finished 2 journals and I put them on the shelf and I was like, oh, I haven't done a flip through. So I thought I would flip through my fall journals, I guess you could call them. And we'll see how far I get. Usually I do 1 journal per video, but I finished 2. So this journal I started in September, it looks like. I have a September, and fall. So this was a really challenging period, just because I had just moved and all of August was just kind of settling in. So September was really the very beginning of me being able to get back into all my journaling routines. So I made this journal with kind of earthy tone covers. I put one of the art foamies from the Far Away Girls on the cover, the collaboration between me and Kay. This was one of my designs, and she was supposed to be kind of like a girl that you might see in Kenya or something like that. And then I used one of my tree stencils with that. So I kind of went with that theme too. Like the colors in this journal were very earthy toned papers. I didn't prep the papers ahead of time like I usually do. I just sometimes, if I'm pressed for time, I'll just use scrapbook paper. So anyway, so it's kind of fun to go through and just feel like all the autumn colors and tones. The funny thing, well, it's not funny. I think every once in a while I'll work on a journal that will end up being one of my favorite journals. And this one definitely was. So I had come up with my shapes, my big shapes that you can use on the pages and fold in half, and they make a nice kind of fold out. And just again, whenever I make these journals, using a color story is so important. It just kind of sets a mood and a tone for the journal. Here I used my fall shape stencils. I have these oak leaves that I just liked adding everywhere. Here's another beautiful girl from the Far Away Girls set. This is from Kay. So I think this is the set. So this girl and this girl came out together as a pair. And this is just one of my favorite images that Kay did for the collection. And, you know, just kind of playing with all the things that I was currently obsessed with. Definitely doing hands of these people. And just my oak leaves. I loved putting them on so many of the pages. My little tooth, I haven't done too many of these in a long time. These came out, it was part of the Celestial Time set, which is now gone. But if you have that, make some teeth. They're just so fun. My little duck. And then also using some of the frames that came out with what my last art foamies release with all these little frames. I just loved using those. So here's another fold out with the pumpkin. This was from the Halloween release this year. This was my little moth baby. It just looks like a little baby swaddled. I love it. And then one of Kay's images. This is just a stamp at art foamies that she has. Using the fall shapes again, making baskets. These are so fun. If you haven't gotten the fall shapes, it comes with this basket, and you can just kind of cut a slit here, and then you can add all kinds of different shapes and stems and botanicals or whatever you want in the basket, and I just think it looks so nice. So I put that in there. I have to do more faces, big faces. And also trying to remember to add flip outs. That's weird. I guess this is the flip out. So this is a piece of fabric tape that I stamped, and then I made it into a flip, and then I covered the other side with my new washi, which I have to use more. I still have tons in the shop if you're looking. It's a really fun one. It has my daughter's face on it. And this was an Amanda Trout stamp from Art Foamies. And I just really, really loved playing in this. I did a lot more windows and doors in here, which was kind of fun. You know, I forget about certain tricks, and then I do them again, and it comes out so fun. This journal, I wrote a lot in white, which isn't something I normally do, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing around with the big shape stencil and making faces, but you can see the oak leaves. I just can't get enough of those. Here's some more windows and doors. It just makes writing that much more exciting. So this is a Faraway Girls extra that Kay and I did. This is my kind of Russian girl. And Kay has one. Oh, I'll show you. Kay's girl. She's in here. This is Kay's girl. So this is sold as a set. But I wanted to make something that could be holiday themed as well. So I just like the wintry themes. I know I'll be using these a lot in my new journal. Big moon and star. Here's her girl again, the little penguin. Super fun. And then my wave stencils. I always like using these in the winter as like big snowy swirls. There's my girl again in the blue tones, and I'm just loving how monochromatic everything kind of turned out. My Enchanted Forest owl. Just super fun. These were these great drapes, I think in the Halloween set this year, from the Ideology Halloween set. Huh. Oh, okay. Is there something that... I just thought that was so fun for the pages. And then this is one of the new girls, the Belle Epoque girls. I have a whole bunch that I made. I photocopied this one and just, is this the original? No. I don't know where the original went. But I photocopied it, and there's a line because it was on label paper. But again, no biggie. Using my new nesting dolls. And again, I just had so much fun with like windows and doors, which I do forget to do. So I explored a lot of that this time around. And I am loving all these spreads. Like I am fortunate enough that I get to design the stamps and stencils that I'm using, because, you know, I get to create things that I'm obsessed with. So it's just so fun. I love these little gnome people. Usually I like to make faces, but on here I like them without. I mean, they look cute both ways, but I kind of like them without. And then using collage to just make a snowy scene. Super fun. And this day I was doodling in the car at pickup. I didn't have anything except some pens. And so I was like, well, I'm just gonna doodle a border, you know, and there's plenty of room for writing. Here's another of the Bellow Pop Girls. I had to trim some of the exterior circle, but then I reused it on the other side. So I will do that often. I'll show you another thing that I trimmed. And I have a collage soup picture in there, and that's it. I usually leave a couple blank pages in the end in case I want different colors to showcase new products. And then I also finished my junk style journal. So this journal was finished just this week. And I remember I made this kind of right when we moved. So this was probably made in August, not September. So sometimes there's some crossover, and it is weird. I used to just work with this journal, this style, the Jaya journals. But then when I made the junk style, I kind of liked having both. So I go back and forth between the two. And it's just, this one is so much more of a free form situation. I use a lot of stickers in here, a lot of pockets, and it's just more playful and spontaneous. So that's why I kind of like using both. I don't have any rules. I just do whatever I feel, and it's just super fun. So it's a different feeling altogether, and nothing looks the same, which I kind of like. So I did forget to do envelopes in this one, so I have to add those to the new one. Her face got all messed up because I didn't let my ink dry. But yeah, I just had fun. This is, I have a lot of washi in here that is from Tiffany Sharp. And I just loved playing with it. She has a really wide one. So anyway, I used it a lot in this journal. And this one I did mostly, you know, a lot of writing because it was just such a crazy time. This is from this great spice shop in Wisconsin. I think it's called Spitzer's. It's so amazing. And just using, this is like the oldest piece of art. This is the other half of it. That was just sitting and in a journal, and I didn't use it, so I ripped it out and then I just turned it into a page. This is really fun. I don't know where I got this paper. I think it's Jerry's Artorama, but it's real pretty. They call this lace paper. Yeah. And then here we go. I was working more windows, so I did more windows. Just super fun. Plus, this guy looks like he's peering out of a window. I just love it. He's so mischievous, this fox. Some of my pages are made from catalogs. But I didn't go too crazy with the bells and whistles this time because sometimes I just don't have time. So I did a lot in terms of writing and the pockets and that sort of thing. I did do the flaps. It's good to go through these because I just made a new one and I'm adding all the bells and whistles, if you will. And sometimes I forget, like, what did you add? So here's like a little tab. And I did a lot of writing at the end. So here's one of my nesting dolls, some collage soup stuff. And it's just so fun to have little spots to write, like you're just writing on random things. Here's some more of the big shapes. I really designed these to go around signatures, so it's so fun to use them in that way. More collage soup bits. Here's another one of my frames. collage soup sticker. Just super fun. I love this artist. Her stickers are like my bread and butter. So I just had so much fun kind of playing in this journal. This is my favorite postcard that I got at a book signing. I copied the postcard just so I could put it in here. But this illustrator, Sophie Blackhall, is one of my favorite illustrators. So I just wanted to have that image in my journal because she inspires me so much. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember to do all the things. I think I had like 2 or 3 pages left in this, but sometimes I get to a point and I'm like, I'm burnt out. I'm ready to start something new. Like the energy is gone for this period of my life and I need to start a new period. So these are the new journals, which I've never done before. I've never had 2 of the same cover and at the same time, but it's just where I am right now. I love this image so much, my Belle Epoque girl. And so I wanted to put her on both covers and I can do what I want. So I did. So this is my new just regular Jaya journal. And this one I thought I would have a little bit more tonal stuff going on, you know, like more wintry colors. So still kind of playing around with that. I've shared this a couple of times because of the release. But just playing with the new stencils and the old stencils, you know, and kind of playing around with them. This is a girl, an old art foamy, but then this is the bottom of, so I was saying before, so her dress has this at the bottom, but she's pretty long. She's like 8 inches, so she didn't fit on the page, certainly not in the frame, so I cut the bottom of the dress off. But I had these houses on it and I wanted to reuse them, so I put them on the bottom of here, and I just thought that looked so cool. Even this kind of motif was on her dress, so I cut that out and put it as like a little headband. It came out so cute. So, you know, I always try and save that stuff. And then today I just went through and started adding some, well, those, you know, they look a little different. Just adding some new features and, you know, punching the pages out. So that was kind of fun. And I can start using it. So I'll probably start writing in this journal right away. And I use this really beautiful paper that I found at Paper Source that's kind of transparent. These dots are kind of translucent. So I wanted kind of soft colors. A lot of the winter things that I'm coming up with are kind of very monochrome, tonal, and white. So I just thought that would be fun. And then this one, I just made yesterday. I also used this kind of lace paper and just layered it over the watercolor paper. I probably won't use it as a cover again. It's kind of, it tears pretty easily, but I just thought it was such a pretty color. And, you know, I have my little charms on there. And then I feel like this one's really busy in here. So I kind of like it, but it's a little busy for me. And I started writing in this. So I haven't gotten too far in terms of setting it up. I have put some tabs in. So I definitely have, although God, I really messed it up all over the place, but so I put tabs in, and all the papers. I have a face here, and then I have another face here. So this one of my girls that I did a while back. So I wanted her in there. And then this is like a collage soup face. So I put that one in. It's fun to have that in the beginning. But I haven't gotten too far. So I usually set it up. Like I have my pockets. I'll probably put something in the pockets. You know, I started doing some little slide tab things. I had a really cool one. Where did it go? Here. This one I thought was so fun. I was like, I have these watercolor things that have been sitting here for 3 years. I was like, I gotta use it. So I was like, oh, that's a cool band. Like a fabric. Anyway, so this is the new journal. So I'll start getting this going and using this. But these are my 2 new ones. And then these ladies are going back on the shelf. So, yeah, that's what I've been working on. These are the newest and the latest, and I'll be back to show you these all filled up sometime in probably February or something like that.